Hi everyone, and in this video, I'll be discussing a topic called therapeutic drug monitoring. You read the name therapeutic drug monitoring, that means we are monitoring the drug. How are we monitoring the drug for therapy? Is we are measuring the drug levels. So we take the blood sample, and from the blood sample, we will measure what is the drug level in our circulation. Why this is required? Therapeutic drug monitoring is required. To understand that, I have taken four important cases. So these are the four cases. Case number one, a patient with hypertension and he has come with a BP of 150/90. So when you take the patient with a hypertension of 150/90, what we do is we diagnose a patient with hypertension, and let us imagine that we have put the patient on telmisartan 20 milligram. So what we tell the patient? We tell the patient to come after 1 month or after 3 months, and what we'll do, we will monitor the blood pressure. Again, after 3 months or 1 month, we check the BP. Now you tell me, will we draw the blood and check the telmisartan level? No. What we do is we check the BP, and if the BP is high, we will increase the dose. If the BP is maintained, we'll keep the same dose. Case 2, a patient has diabetes, and you can see HbA1c is high, FBS is high, PPBS is high, and is diagnosed with diabetes type 2. For this patient, let us start the tablet metformin 500 mg. So let us start with metformin 500 mg. And now when the patient is taking the tablet, he has to come back, and when he comes back after 3 months, what do you want to measure? You have to again measure the lab parameters. Now, what are the lab parameters? You will measure HbA1c, you will check for FBS, you will check for PPBS. Now tell me, in this diabetes patient, are you measuring metformin level? No. In the first case, did we measure the telmisartan level? No. What we measured is the BP. What we measured here is the lab parameter. Now take the case of mania. Suppose a patient has mania, and for prophylaxis, we started on lithium. Now patient will come back after 3 months. Now when the patient comes back after 3 months, will we tell the patient, now you become maniac, I want to measure how much maniac you are? No. So mania you cannot clinically measure at that point of time. So what you want to measure? Here we measure drug levels. So we measure the lithium level here. Now a patient is on generalized tonic-clonic seizure, and for this patient I have put the patient on phenytoin. And after 3 months, patient comes back. So at the clinic, I cannot tell the patient, you become epileptic, you have a seizure now, I want to check. No, it's not possible. Only with the history we can do that. So for here also, we check the drug level. So we draw the blood and check the phenytoin level. Can we do like this for everything? No. We can do for certain drugs whose drug level should correspond to clinical response. Suppose I'll take an example of phenytoin. When you use phenytoin to a patient with seizure, the level should be between 10 to 20 microgram per ml. So it should be 10 to 20 microgram per ml. So that is the dose. 10 to 20 microgram per ml. What happens if the level is less than 10? If the level is less than 10, the drug will not work. The drug will not work, and a patient will not have control of seizures. If the level is more than 20, patient will develop toxicity. So less than 10, drug will not work. More than 20, drug will cause toxicity. So you have to maintain within this. And within this, the epilepsy, the seizure is under control. So your drug level should correspond to the disease response. Then only we do therapeutic drug monitoring. Otherwise, we will not do it. And remember, this is a costly procedure. Yeah. So let us write the conditions where we do therapeutic drug monitoring. Where to do or when to do? When to do therapeutic drug monitoring. Number one, when plasma concentration of drug correlates with clinical response. Right. So I took an example of phenytoin. If you want to control the seizures, phenytoin level should be maintained between 10 to 20 microgram per ml. This is what you have to maintain. Another classical example is digoxin. If you want a digoxin effect, it should be maintained between 0.5 to 1.4 nanogram per ml. So this has to be done. Second important thing where you do for therapeutic drug monitoring is if the drugs have narrow therapeutic index. If they have narrow therapeutic index, for example, digoxin. If you give it a bit more, for example, digoxin, if you give more than 2 nanogram per ml, patient will end up with arrhythmias. So examples are digoxin, tricyclic antidepressants, lithium. They have very narrow therapeutic index. And remember, narrow therapeutic index means the drugs are less safe. So one general pharmacology question, therapeutic index is a measure of safety. The next one is to check patient compliance. To check for patient compliance. What do you mean by patient compliance? Suppose I have given phenytoin for epilepsy and patient is not taking the drug and is coming and telling us, sir, I have taken the drug but still I am getting seizures in between. Then what you will do? You take the blood sample and measure the phenytoin level. If the levels are lesser, that means patient is not taking properly. So that is called patient compliance, whether the patient is sticking or adhering to the drug regimens. Next, if there is inter-individual pharmacokinetic variability. So you know pharmacokinetics means ADME. So if there is a difference between absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion from person to person, then we want to check the drug levels. So if there is pharmacokinetic variability, some people it is absorbed faster, some it is slower, some it is not at all absorbed. So these things, variabilities can be checked in therapeutic drug monitoring. So remember, the rule is when plasma concentration of drugs should correlate with clinical response, to check for patient compliance, the drugs which are lesser safe, that is narrow therapeutic index, and when there is inter-individual pharmacokinetic variability. Then when not to do TDM, which situation you should not do it. You can do it, but you are wasting the time as well as money. The plasma concentration of drug doesn't correlate with clinical response. Okay, so drug level is something, response is something. If you do that, you are wasting the mind. So you are wasting the time and money. The next important aspect is if the drug, you can measure the clinical response easily. Measure clinical response easily. For a diabetic patient, you can measure the blood glucose level. For hypertensive, you can measure the blood pressure. For a dyslipidemia patient, you can go for lipid profile. There is no need to monitor the drug levels there. Number 3, if the drugs are hit and run drugs. Now what do you mean by hit and run drugs? These drugs remain in the body for very few hours, but their action lasts for a very long period. Examples of hit and run drugs are aspirin, omeprazole, that is PPIs, then reserpine, MAO inhibitors. So the drugs will be there for 1 or 2 hours or few hours, and after that if you try to measure, you are not going to see their drug level, and your judgment will be faulty. That's the reason hit and run drugs or the drugs which are irreversible blockers, for them we are not going to do therapeutic drug monitoring. Very, very important. So not to do TDM are these conditions: when the plasma concentration of the drug doesn't correlate with clinical response. You can measure the clinical response easily, and the patient, and the drug are hit and run drugs and they are irreversible blockers. Right? So we'll make one more list. What are the drugs which require therapeutic drug monitoring? Let me write that. Drugs requiring therapeutic drug monitoring. So we can write a mnemonic for this. Look at TDM concentration. Look at TDM concentration. L for lithium. A, we have two important ones: the anti-epileptic drugs and one more antibiotics. They are called aminoglycosides. Very, very important, aminoglycosides. T for tricyclic antidepressant because they have narrow therapeutic index. Theophylline is a methylxanthin. Theophylline is a methylxanthin, and D for digoxin, and M for methotrexate. Not only methotrexate, anti-cancer drugs are toxic, so they require it. So other anti-cancer drugs also require this monitoring. And C for, yes, they are calcineurin inhibitors. Example is cyclosporin and tacrolimus. So these are the drugs which require mainly therapeutic drug monitoring. The mnemonic is look at TDM concentration. L for lithium, A for anti-epileptics, aminoglycosides, TC is theophylline, digoxin, methotrexate and other anti-cancer drugs. Concentration for calcineurin inhibitors that are immunosuppressant, that is cyclosporin and tacrolimus. So this is about drugs requiring therapeutic drug monitoring. I think I have taken the case-based approach and I have explained to you why this is very much important. Thank you all.